welcome to another episode of Recipe Roulette, a cooking show where we
choose a cookbook, open to a page at random, and make what it says. So this week we modified slightly on that. We're using the cookbook Simply in Season, put together by Mary Beth Lind and Kathleen Holcomb Wirt. And since this cookbook uses local in-season food, we had to modify that for the New Orleans growing season. So we had to choose something that was really in season. It took a few tries last episode, and we landed on a spring quiche trio. And so we're making a version, well, let's just look at the ingredients and I'll show you what we have.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this is set up for more of like a Pennsylvania, middle of the United States growing climate, and New Orleans, it has its own growing climate. So everything's fresh, everything's local. Let's look at the ingredients.
So looking at all that fresh local stuff, I got about a quarter cup chopped green onions, a cup chopped broccoli, and about a third of a cup chopped kale leaves.
Kale's actually from our porch.
It's pretty awesome. And so of course this is quiche, so you need eggs. 3 eggs. They unfortunately are not local. I also have a cup of Swiss cheese, a half a cup of milk, and we are using the local milk today. This is from, I think it's close to Baton Rouge.
The name of the company is Klein Peter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Louisiana anyways, not far from here. And so we're going to put that all together with about 9-inch crust, and Fen actually made this.
Yeah, this is my pie crust, homemade for Pie Day.
Let's put this together. I'm going to start by sauteing my green onions and my broccoli together in cast iron. And cooking it with a little bit of avocado oil together. And in a moment, when that heats up, I'm going to add my kale. So these two are cooking. I'm going to add some salt. Pepper. Got some rosemary, breaking off. It's been in the refrigerator a few days, so it's not just falling off the sprig like it would if I had it, if it was a little bit younger, but it's still good. Actually, that might be good. I don't want to overpower this. And then I'm going to do a half, oops, We get most of our herbs and spices from the co-op here in town. So therefore we get to label it. So this is labeled timey-wimey. Those are heating up. I'm gonna add my kale. Everything's going to be cooked together in the oven, which I want at 425. So it's just to get these brown, get your herbs to be aromatic.
Yeah, it's an Indian cuisine technique to bloom your spices by heating them in oil. So I like to do this whenever I'm going to have spices in the dish, just heating them a little. If there's going to be some sauteing, might as well throw the herbs in while you're sauteing.
Okay, so those are good. We're going to do our egg mixture now. So I've got 3 eggs. Eggshell in there. Tip for getting your eggshell out. Use the other part of the eggshell. Like, eggshell attracts eggshell. Use your fingers, you'll be fighting for hours with it. And my milk, I'm using a half a cup of milk. The recipe says to use a full cup of powdered milk. So
evaporated milk. There is a difference.
True. And then I've got my Swiss cheese. Try to get all of that. So I know you guys are watching this in like April sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But we're actually filming in March and it's Daylight Savings Day. And it's now 7:23 and the cats have not asked for dinner yet. They don't know it's daylight savings. So we're not telling them. Get them to sleep longer tomorrow morning. Okay, so that's all stirred up. So with quiche, you want to put in your vegetables or your meat, if you're using that, onto your pie crust before the eggs. So it like fills in around it. Could use a little bit more oil in my pan, but it'll be okay. Spread those beautiful fresh green veggies out, and then add my, bring this forward so it doesn't hit. Bring my egg mixture, clumped on the one side, push it around a little bit, cheese on that side. Share out the goodness. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit more pepper that looks a little sparse. Don't need a lot of salt because the Swiss cheese is pretty salty. So, yeah, it's going in the oven. And it's cooking at 425 to start with for 15 minutes, and then we'll reduce the heat to 350 for another 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll be back for the first bite.
All right, first bite. That is the best quiche I have ever had.
It's the local ingredients.
This is so nice and fresh. And crust. It's amazing. Thank you for finding that recipe for me.
Thanks for making it. Okay, yeah, so let's look at next week.
Alright, want to hand me
The tome.
the tome.
So this binder was put together by someone we don't know. We found it from a little free library and decided to give it a new home.
Yep. Ooh. Got some interesting ones here. We got shrimp, remoulade, deviled eggs. We're having eggs right now. Got hash browns.
Tried and true.
Peanut sauced shrimp and pasta.
Like in,
Basically a shrimp pad thai.
that'd be good. I'm just, like we wanted to do the shrimp special.
Yeah, but that called for dried shrimp, and we can't get dried shrimp locally. We'd have to drive way out of the way.
Well, like an hour out of the way.
Way out of the way. We can get some local shrimp.
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods.
Yep, true. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Shrimp pad thai.
Shrimp sauced, peanut sauced shrimp and pasta.
Next week on
Recipe
Recipe
Roulette.
Roulette. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Okay, camera off, mood lighting on.